Sometimes it's not about the end, but the story that got someone there. For Gracie Delk, the story continues in a much different way than it started, and it's for the better. Growing up in a conservative household always presented its challenges for Gracie, or as she calls herself, the black swan of the family. She took to her own road and thought the life she had planned would come sooner than later, but that all changed with one pregnancy test.
I was about to be 17 when I found out I was pregnant. I worked at Ralphie's at the time, and I had kind of felt that something was off, but it was one of those situations where I was like, that wouldn't happen to me. That's definitely not gonna be, I'm not gonna be that teen mom. I would never do it.
But it came like a thief in the night. It was then that she knew things would never be the same.
I went and got a test, and I went back to Ralphie's and took it in the bathroom, and it came back positive. And my heart kind of just dropped. I was like, no, this isn't real. I couldn't really understand that was what that was. I was like, no, this is false. There's no way. So I ended up calling my friend, and I was like, hey, can you bring another test? I just got a positive. I can't do this. I need something. She brought another test, and it turned out to be positive. And at that point, I kind of realized, I was like, what am I gonna do? I was like, I can't tell my parents. I can't tell nobody, because I was a junior in high school. No, I seen other teen moms in high school go through it, and I didn't want that for myself. I didn't want the rumors. I didn't want my friends to look bad upon me.
She kept the pregnancy quiet for a week. It was only her best friends that knew, and one day before a dance recital, she asked her mother the question that would set the scene for the next 9 tumultuous months.
She came in my room, and we were just casually talking, and I kind of asked her, I was like, what would you do if I just told you I was 16 and pregnant? Kind of just joking around with her to see what emotion I could bring out of her. And she was like, well, I don't really know. Why? And she kind of sat there for a minute, and I just looked at her, and she was like, wait, are you pregnant? And I was like, yeah. And I didn't receive any backlash. I didn't get a mad reaction or anything. She was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, I'm serious. I'm pregnant. And she was like, were you not going to tell me? And I was like, no. But, my mom was also a teen mom, and she kind of understood more than my dad was going to. So my mom agreed that we weren't going to tell my dad.
Gracie waited to tell her father, and she says his reaction was much different than that of her mother's, an angry reaction. But after revealing her ultrasounds, Gracie found support from friends, but that soon dropped off. People began dispersing one by one, and it was during her pregnancy that she says she hit the bottom.
And I just broke down to the point where I was in my floor, not able to move, and I was begging her to kill myself. That's never something I wanted my mom to experience. As a mother, I would never want to experience that with my child. So there's no telling how much hurt I put her through during that pregnancy.
But one night changed her perspective forever. It was on her way home from work one night when she realized her life's meaning after a brutal car accident. In her hurt, she wished to die. Her life would never be the same, and she knew that.
Everywhere in that wreck should have went wrong to end my life, and it didn't. And I didn't see why at that point, because I was still in that mentality of why didn't that take me out? That was my one chance. Why am I not dead?
Life had different plans for Gracie. She didn't die that night, and now she knows why. It's this little guy. His name is Tucker, and he happens to be Gracie's son, best friend, and lifesaver.
I honestly couldn't imagine my life without him, or where I would be at this point. He was literally my saving grace, and now he's 15 months old, and he's literally my best friend. I would have never imagined this being my life or getting to this point. But from going from such a dark mental place and almost trying to take my life while I was pregnant, to now seeing here we are thriving. I'm trying to go back to school. We've got our own place. Me and the father are back together in a really good spot, and he is so happy and healthy. I would have never imagined it getting here, but I'm honestly blessed that it did.
And healthy is an understatement. Tucker loves animals, riding on his car and in his mama's car. Above all, he loves people, and Gracie says the love he resonates is felt by many and is certainly felt by her.
There's just no way I can describe the amount of love that I feel I receive from him, and the amount of love that I feel when I look at him. Just seeing him laugh or smile or say, "Mama," gives me the absolute best feeling of the day. Like, nothing can top that.
This is Gracie Delk, and that is Tucker, of course.